As fast as we appeared, gone as fast as we appeared.
All right, welcome back again, guys. This is our last map of the evening here between Rise Nation and NRG Esports. NRG is going to be able to pick up the knife round here, as the knife round actually was real this time on the third and final map between these two teams. We did see Rise taking the first map back on Nuke, and NRG returning it back over on Mirage. Now we go over here to Inferno for our third and final map to decide who is going to get to move on to play against CLG tomorrow. As an update, by the way, CLG did win that other series 2-0 against the Brazilian Tempo Storm squad. So it is time to jump into this one, and to no one's really surprised, we're going to see NRG taking up the CT side to start off on this map. After winning the knife, they do get that choice. And Rise will have to once again fare for the T side. They've had a pretty good track record on pistols so far, so we're going to see if they can bring it back again. I believe they're 75% of the pistols in this series so far they've managed to pick back up. So we'll see if they can keep that consistent and grow it a little bit more again. Try and see if they can win out here against NRG earlier on. NRG keeps trying to peek out to get little bits of damage, and while it was working originally, Daps just got dinked down to 3 HP for peeking out through the mid choke point, so he's going to find himself really low and pretty much out of the equation for most of the rest of this round. As you can see, he's kind of just camping on the site. For Rise, though, they're getting ready to explode out onto that A-bomb site, but I believe NRG already knows what's happening. Breeze looking down Banana sees absolutely nothing pushing into that site, and now with the execute actually beginning, it's pretty much all Rise. 3 quick kills for them. Fugly's stuck on the other side of the smoke, and Moto Cubby, and Breeze still wrapping back down from Banana, too. So this is both of these players. They're pretty much out of the running already. And we will have to see if they can accomplish much together in a 2v5. They're about to be flanked out, too. Fugly catching one. Moose trading on the Breeze on that flank. And there we go. VSA closing out on Fugly to give Rise early control once again, just like the last 2 maps.
Energy was quick on the rotates, just wasn't enough. Dazzle opening up the site, getting some nice headshots.
Yeah, unfortunately, Rise just showing up better with the capability. So we will end up seeing Rise able to close out there once again and control the situation early on. But NRG obviously forcing into it in the second round. They're going to try to do their best to attempt to upset here and bring this back up to 1-1. Well, Breeze and Fugly both playing onto that A-bomb site too, along with having the 2-man set up on B. You'll note there's not a whole lot of aggression being thrown out on this force buy from NRG towards Banana. They're not really trying to actively take control with any deep smokes or anything. So Rise do have a free path up Banana and pretty much up to the B-bomb site until they get to the first orange boxes themselves if they want to try to go that route. And they're thinking about it. They've got Ace trying to look towards it now. Smoke does roll in from the CT side. It's going to be wasting quite a few more seconds if Rise do decide to commit to this. And with a 3-man push, I'd say that's quite likely, as Rise have 2 of their own players still stuck inside of the apartments, but it's really like Dazzle here now. Moose already fell back to the crossroads, and I think Dazzle is just really going to try to make some noise, throw a bit of a fake, and keep the 3 players from NRG on this site. So pretty much everything falls to Daps and ANJ because they didn't push out, because they don't have any of that advanced intel. It's going to be really tough for these rotates to move in time unless there's some pretty massive trades coming out from the energy side. So this is all or nothing here from ANJ and Daps. And, well, Dazzle already starting off the fight, moving in, taking down Cirque, but he's traded out second layers. This actually might sound the alarms a bit early and buy time for that rotate, making what I just said a bit of a moot point. And now Daps, well, tries to impact it first. He goes down immediately to Junji. And now Ace also knocking out ANJ. So, like I said before, that's pretty much it. Breeze is going to try to wrap back in. He's already lost Fugly. Breeze now the last man standing. He did pick up an ump. I don't think he realized he picked up an ump, though. Either that or he just hasn't had the time to go back and reload it yet. Down to 10 bullets sitting over here on that CZ. And there are only a few more needed to pick up the kill there. Now he knows he's got that ump, as he did have to go and reload it, so that was the issue. But now time getting low. He does not have a kit. There may be one sitting up on the site somewhere for him to try and use here. Specifically looking for VSA, I think, first is he's going to meet there. But Moose is the one that meets him, takes him out of the round, and secures the second round for Rise. A little bit messy. They do lose 3 players, but that was on the force from NRG.
Yeah, a little costly.
And now NRG will have to fully save going into this round. So expect this one to be a little bit easier and a little bit more straightforward for Rise. It's going to be He's pretty much just going for a straight push up to those apartments early on, as they have 3 players going for alt mid plays. And Jonji just running straight up mid as well here. Knows that there's not really going to be any massive peaks coming out from anyone on NRG. They're all just hiding behind the sights and corners around the corner from the mid choke point. As Jonji pushes in, how unfortunate. They tried to boost up on top, but Jonji just pre-fires the corner and catches one of them. ANJ does push back, and he actually got the bomb, so he's going to be able to work with that a little bit. He's got something going here. There may be some potential for NRG to the very least keep doing economical damage. As Breeze got a kill, and his second one here now, too, as he pushes up and kills Jonji. Dazzle trading that back. They need to keep control here. They may as well just DM the rest of this round, try to take down the other 2 guys on A, and then kill the last guy back over here on B that's defending the bomb. That may honestly be the best option for them at this point, and even NRG may have realized this, so Fugly's going to split away. He'll group up with ANJ in a moment, and it's just Daps now waiting over here by the porch. As ANJ sits back behind smoke coverage. Dazzle pushing in towards him, losing half of his HP in the process. ANJ had great timing on the spray, and again swings out to do massive damage to VSA this time. So both these remaining players on the T side heavily lit. They did get the bomb back under their control, so they at least have that, but now they only have 30 seconds to get it to a site and plant it too. So they are sitting back, and they are going to try to push forward over towards B, both ANJ and Fugly playing into this site too, and behind quite a bit of coverage, along with ANJ still having the MAC-10 to play off of here. So with time getting just under 10 seconds, they are going to try to explode out onto this site all at once and hope that with the timing works out in their favor. Unfortunately, it's not looking like it's going to be the case. ANJ knocks one down. VSA doesn't even have the time to plant, let alone get 3 kills. So there you go. Round's going to end. VSA dies post-timer, and NRG, that's a massive upset right there.
That's
They
rough.
didn't have anything in that round at all.
Yeah. They can't be happy on their eyes side, that's for sure.
So that's going to hurt. Thankfully, VSA, I think, didn't die in the second round, so he didn't suffer too badly from dying after the timer. It looked like he still had about 3,000 or so in the beginning of the round. So he, at the very least, is still going to have that. Deep nade going down against the Rise Nation roster, though, and look at how much damage that's done. Now Molly on the ground. Jonji actually gets the first kill, but ANJ controlling it with that MAC-10 again. That MAC-10 has done so much in the favor of Rise, or in the favor of NRG here, to kind of spin it back in the other direction. That it really need to get rid of this thing, as ANJ is doing massive amounts of work just with a measly little MAC-10. Now Rise are pushing up onto the site. Moose already catching out ANJ finally, but Cirque's here, now armed with an AWP. He's gonna catch one. Moose almost just walking into his death right there. It's a good thing that Cirque missed the shot. And now, with that, Moose is actually able to go up on top of the boxes and trade that. He takes Cirque back out of the equation, and all of a sudden makes this an even 2v2. Now scratch that 2v1 in the favor of Rise, as it's down to Breeze to win this one out. 1v2, he is both VSA and Moose low, though. Just needs to get them into the open and get them peeking. He doesn't have a kit. There may be one sitting on the site still, but he's just going to walk right across the cross, and it looked like for a moment that he was going to get through it for free, but VSA does take him down just before he was about to peek against his opponent. Rise trade it, and a pause will come in. I'm going to assume this is technical since it's happening this early on.
And these rounds, I wouldn't know. ANJ got some good nade damage there, and then he got 2 with the MAC-10.
Yeah, it just wasn't enough to actually follow through and win the round.
Yeah. Well, that's a reset for NRG. Although 3 of them have money still, so I could see a buy coming in from them. Looks like they do.
Yeah, they're going to go for the purchase here and just see if they can force the situation. So maybe it was a tack pause after all. It's just weird to see it happening so early on in the match, but NRG know what's on the line here. So they're going to take it seriously. They have a pretty good chance to push through if they can take down CLG now and potentially earn a slot at ESL One New York. They're going to have to go up against either C9 or Cole to be able to claim that they're the new C9 as well, which leaves that match a little bit more in the open than it would be on a normal day. Just looking at that one at face value, thinking Cole versus C9, easily C9 takes that, but we'll see. We'll see. It's the new C9 roster. They have a fill-in as well.
So the winner of this plays CLG, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
And then it's the winner of the semifinals obviously go up against each other. So it's Cloud9, Cole, and then CLG versus whoever wins this map.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming with how long this pause is that it's technical now, but I am honestly not sure. I don't think anyone's lagged out or anything. Let's see. Oh, okay, yeah. Ace is Ace is having a rough time down
500
there.
ping. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an easy technical pause. So, his internet's freaking out, so they're gonna need a moment for him just to fix that really quickly, and then we should go back into it. But this is the third and final map here of this series, guys. For those of you that missed any of the earlier action, we did do the C9 game over on the B stream over at twitch.tv/ESL_CSGO-B if anyone wants to watch the VOD for that one. But all the other games today, well, the one other game, I should say, that we did today, we're over here on this channel. You guys can go ahead and watch the VODs for that one as well. That was the Renegades Complexity match that we did over here. Cloud9, they faltered at first in their original map there back on Nuke and actually lost it. A bit of a risk to play Nuke in the first place, considering that was never really Cloud9's. That was, or I should say that was almost always Cloud9's permaban. They've really only played it once or twice on any big LAN events, and of course, you know, the new roster, 3 to 5 of the players being alien to what people are normally used to. So they dropped that map, made a little bit of a mistake there, but then came back strong in the next 2. Meanwhile, over on the other matchup, Renegades wasn't the best day for their new player, JZ Walkings, which they just announced as a fill-in. I think it was yesterday, actually, that they announced that. And he was lagged behind really in both the maps. He came back okay towards the end of the first map, but was never really there in the second map, and they just lost that one in an 0-2 fashion to Complexity, who pushed through after some big clutches and some nice plays across the board from that roster. But now we're on pause. It seems like Ace got his internet fixed, so we're going back into it. And early on in the round here, Rise are just holding back. They're not really trying to... really going to try to go for a huge amount of control in the early round here. They're just going to sit back, not even going into the apartments really just yet. You can see players right outside of the flower pots outside. It's only just now that we're going to see them trying to actually go into the apartments. NRG has a big triple stack on the A bomb site. All their players posted up over here. Just their standard 3-2 split, really, but NRG still with this broken buy are not going to be taking any risks in terms of their pushes again. They're all just sitting back on the site, playing it very straightforward and waiting for Rise to push into them, which they're going to go for a pinch now over here onto the A-bomb site. Moose already catching one player from inside of the long haul here, and Cirque just walks right into his opponent there to give him a second one, so that's another pickup here for Rise. They swing around. They haven't noticed Breeze just yet. That's going to change quickly, though, as he goes down to Dazzle, and the site clears out, so nothing that Fugly and A&J can do. Both of them are going to be pushed back outside towards B, where Rise is going to be able to take control of a 4th round now and push ahead.
Yeah, I didn't get to see how Moose got that kill on Daps, but that was what started off the round.
He was just holding at the edge of the long haul towards the balcony there, and I mean, pretty much just sprayed into the smoke and was able to get a few of those kills right off the bat. I think.
Oh yeah, I see Daps back default there. Yeah.
I think the problem is I think they expected everything to wrap around porch because they were getting most of the utility from that direction, and they just didn't account for anyone that could come out on the balcony either. So they free peeked that, not understanding that there was going to be a player inside of there, and that's what caused them to lose so many of those guys. Daps may have not even gotten the call out properly there either due to the confusion and how much noise was going on. So they do lose control of the situation on the A-bomb site, and as such, they're going to lose another round. After they had that massive upset on round 3, Rise bounced back very quickly and are now in great control here. NRG just continuing to have these very odd buys, and now in this round, Fugly is going to buy down to around 2k, or at least he'll have himself the from the previous round, and then A&J obviously having the M4 too. But other than that, it is pretty much a full save for NRG this time, besides those 2 saved guns.
Just a standard default. Right up the nades.
And get ready to push into that Ace site potentially, but they've got themselves split up along the map here, so not really decisive towards either site just yet. They've got the bomb up Banana too. Cirque and some of the others trying to push into mid-choke. They are trying to get a little bit more aggressive on the NRG side, as you can see, but it's only for the very beginning of the round. They're falling back as soon as they hit around the 1 minute timer, where our teams will normally start to move in and actually execute. And we can see Rise changing up their own game plan a little bit. Originally, they had quite a few players pushed up towards Banana, but now that's changed, and pretty much everyone is going to be getting ready to push in towards the A-bomb site here, which is what they're posturing up to do now. Swinging in, and waiting for them is going to be both Fugly and Breeze, also having Cirque a little bit further back too. Just keep in mind, they don't have the best gunpowder to play off of here. Fugly using his teammates as bait to try and get a multi-frag. He does get 2, but it only serves to even it back down into another 2v2. with Daps lurking around with just a measly USP. Can't get anything done. The aim punch just completely destroys him. ANJ finds that M4 to play with, but now still has to pull off the 1v2. He's got armor, no utility, however, but still a full kit of ammo. So he's not going to have to worry about ammo either on the M4. As now pushing in. Oh, he's basically going in blind here. He may be able to guess where one of these players is going to be as he looks for Dazzle first off, but peeks into the wrong spot. That's not where they're going to be, and that only serves to give him away. And after that happens, ANJ just backs up and gets out of there. He doesn't want anything to do with it. Pretty much, he was like, well, he's not here, so I don't want anything to do with this retake now. So ANJ is just going to get pushed out. They do manage to keep both of the other T's alive. No one dies to the explosion, and ANJ will just save the M4 for this upcoming round.
Versus on 14,000. Jeez.
I mean, it's been a straight run of 3 rounds with. Look at this. I mean, they got good damage. On
the one round that they did win was like that miracle round where they all had like USPs. So.
But the last 2 rounds prior to the last one, I don't think they lost. No, actually, they did lose 3 people. So it's pretty surprising they got the money going that quickly. But they do manage to keep it together. And so now, with the full buy coming back in from NRG, one would have hoped NRG would have had a better start to this round, but Jonji just completely destroys Fugly as after they throw that deep B smoke. Well, Fugly tried to push out to hold the aggressive position probably by logs. Unfortunately, he walked right into the path of the op shot and just gave Jonji that early kill. So nice 5v4 advantage going into the favor of Rise once again. And Jonji's going to continue to spam the half wall, seeing if he can get anyone here. Just not going to be lucky enough for the stars to align again.
Yeah, that was unlucky from Fugly. Unlucky timing. But it's already a minute and NRG has no smokes left, so that favors their Rise side.
When Moose again getting that kill from inside of the apartments too. Now everyone from this side is going to be crunching onto this site. Only 2 remaining to defend it. They have a rotate coming from ANJ, but it's on its way rather slowly. Dazzle pushing in, instantly gets the headshot, and the second player falls too. No trades happening at all here. ANJ trying to move in through library. However, this is going to be the predictable path. I don't think that they expected him to get here this quickly though. So ANJ, he missed the opportunity to find Dazzle. But hold on now.
He could have snuck into the site.
He doesn't. I'm not sure if he realizes how many players left the site though. If he can kill VSA right now, he's only got 7 HP. Then he can defuse that bomb, win the round. I don't think he doesn't realize what's happening though, so I don't think he's gonna be able to do it.
Looks like he might be going for it.
We'll see. He's not giving himself a whole lot of time, but VSA takes him down anyway. That was it right there. That was the battle.
That's a chance. Yeah. VSA had, I think that was VSA. He had like 10 health in the pit.
It's 7.
Or 7.
So he was one-shottable by really anything.
Cirque's kind of cold on this map, but I don't think you got the off that much.
That's the problem. The energy economy's been like in the trash this entire half so far, so they really haven't been able to get him in op. It's been so many eco rounds for energy. They really have not had an opportunity. I mean, like you said, again, the one round they won was a full eco round, and then after that one, they got reset right after that. I think that was maybe the 1 or 2 rounds.
Yeah, he had an op that round, I think.
Having an op with, so even on that last gun round, they didn't really have anything for him. So just the constant reset, or the one reset from energy, has really messed them up, as they just haven't been able to keep their buys going. And this round, they try to push out Banana quickly and pinch on Rise. Doesn't really work out, though. They get 1 kill. They get a little bit of damage going, but that's it. It's going to be a full buy again, and we do see that op coming back into the picture for Cirque this time. He's going to be having the op to play with, and we'll see where he chooses to position himself. It looks like he originally looked like he was going to try to go for a bit more of an aggressive peek. Falls back now, and is just playing rap side outside of the mid-choke currently. So won't be seeing any action for a couple of moments here, as Rise have not been a team to just go gung-ho in through the mid-choke point this early on in the round. Much more measured, much more straightforward about the way they've been playing this, but it's been working out for them, a 7-1 lead, and it doesn't look like that's going to be dissipating anytime soon as they continue to go on this massive streak. And in terms of entry power, they're unmatched right now. Energy just constantly losing all these initial 1v1s, and it's making it so easy for Rise to push in. Even Fugly, look at that, basically perfect nade damage right there. I think that was 1 less than the max you can do on someone with armor. So Fugly, it's going to find himself at half HP as a result of that, completely out of his control, of course. And the rest of Rise not even pushing in yet. They haven't even taken a step past mid-choke point, but they've already knocked out, you know, a combined 125 HP off the 5 players across the
Just
map
off
there.
the minute mark, like, Energy has no smokes again, so they're making Energy use their nades, that's for sure.
And I'm saying Rise barely are doing anything either. They're kind of just stepping close, making noises here and there, and just the noises alone seem to be scaring Energy into popping out smoke. Daps actually does get the first kill with the round finding Moose, but this is all a ruse. And now the Rise is actually going to be a little bit of trouble. These rotates are coming in quickly. Almost nicely found from VSA there, as he does bring Fugly down incredibly low. Fugly trying to wrap around the corner. Cirque did get that one trade on the Jonji. Sprays in a bit too late onto the bomb position, though. So he's going to be pushed back, and Dazzle taking down Breeze. That flank is on its way from Daps here in a moment. He's going to be pushing up Banana, but he's still a long way away from finding anyone on the T side. His best bet is to move in and try to knock out VSA as quickly as he can. But VSA already watching for this one. Daps didn't realize there could be a player here, though, so Daps is actually just trying to waste time, and beautifully played. NRG does formulate their retake pretty well, managing to make their way back in, and finally we will see a second round on the board for them after how many was this? 5 straight from Rise.
And Rise has 2 guys sitting on 16k, so money's not going to be a problem for a couple rounds. But we did see a 7-1 lead by Rise on Nuke as well, I'm pretty sure. And then they kind of like choked it, so we'll see if they can keep this up.
Yeah, they had a huge, like, massive lead, and then Energy had a pretty good streak of rounds towards the end of that half. So they were able to bring it back and make it relatively close. All the 2 previous maps were both very, very close at the half, so there is a possibility that we would see that again. Unfortunately, it was just Rise kind of falling behind on the last map. They made it a little bit more dominant from Energy. Didn't really see a whole lot of them going into that second half there.
But Energy with a double op here.
And ANJ is going to be picking up the second one this time, so not really too many surprises there. They finally have a bit of op presence on B, though, and that's another thing that really has been completely missing from the Energy side for most of this half so far. When they have had the op, it's been in Cirque, and he hasn't really been playing over here towards this site. Now that they're finally able to afford that double op, they give it to ANJ, and now with the op in hand, they can get a little bit more aggressive. So this isn't just a free walk up to the site anymore for Rise, and already you're seeing examples of that as ANJ pushes out, takes down Junji. Another kill happening from Daps across the map too, so Rise running into some trouble all of a sudden. They're not used to this, so it may take a couple of rounds for them to adapt on this, and this is a couple rounds that Energy can build. I mean, they're not even expecting to see Daps still out in the open there. Breeze picks up that double kill at the end and closes out on the round, so it's Energy finding a third here, just 4 behind Rise.
Yep, slowly closing that gap.
And bringing down the money a little bit more here for Rise, too. As some of these guys are already getting quite low. In fact, Ace was not able to get an ump. They probably could have called that out and dropped him one to save him some money, but it looks like he's going to be okay to stick with the ump. So that money from Rise is actually going to dissipate in relatively quick fashion. His nade going down 2. It's going to bounce and does decent damage to 2 players, almost max damage to 2 players, but they're quickly rushing this site, so rotations are going to be on the way. They're right at the corner. Dazzle gets the first entry, so that'll be the rest of the team moving back in. They don't catch ANJ, though, but he misses his second shot. Is allowed to repeat and get a second kill, though, as he goes for his third peek out there. Only missing that second one, but finally goes down to Moose. It's definitely still a recoverable 3v3 for Energy, however, as it's still going to be an even fight. And they still have plenty of utility to get back into that site with. All 3 of them have mollies, 2 of them have smokes, all 3 of them have at least 1 flashbang. There's no reason why Energy shouldn't go for this type of a retake here. Molly's going back into standard positions to try and burn those guys out of coverage and get them into the open for when they do start this retake. The T still had a little bit to work with here too. Moose hitting in the corner, but he fell down. He didn't actually complete the kill on Breeze. He brought him the 1 HP though and blocked off the pathway with a molly. Smokes are going to be blocking that, and oh, Moose took down the diffuser. They move in. Breeze kills himself at some point in this fight, and then Daps gets that final kill. He's going to die to the explosion. Everyone goes down, but it is a round for Rise. But Energy, unfortunately, are going to find themselves reset and having to force into this round.
Yeah, everyone dying there favors Rise for sure. That was hectic, holy.
Yeah, somehow Rise, mainly I think as a result of what Moose did, was able to hold off and like stem the tide for long enough so they couldn't get that defuse going. So nicely played by Moose, and credit too for that last round. The great hold with the molly. Just doing the damage. Stopping that 1 diffuser was really that 1 attempt I think that Energy had to really actively defuse the bomb. Besides that, there was really no chance of them getting back in. No, getting right into the action here. ANJ full blind from a flashbang, but still picks up that kill. Ace with a long-range spray, blind as well, is able to find Fugly on a trade though, so it goes back down to a 4v4, and ANJ just has to fall back over to the B bomb site. So the action continuing. And NRG not gonna be trying to divide these players up too unevenly. They're just gonna keep it as a nice 2-2 split. As we have again ANJ and Cirque, the op actually as well, over here towards the B bomb site, which has been the common push from Rise. It's either been just a direct play in through mid, or they've more recently they've been experimenting with B a bit more. So I think that's why we're seeing Cirque play a much more active presence towards this site instead of being an A like he was previously. He's going to be here. He's going to be ready to take these fights. CTs have utility, though, so they should be able to handle this with a CT smoke. Just going to make sure they time the peaks properly. And there we go. Flash is going across, but Cirque misses it. And before he even gets behind cover, Moose destroys him. ANJ trades not only onto 1, but 2. And the Molly is actually blocking off the others. So VSA is going to try to push back up. ANJ holds for another kill, though. And it's now Ace alone. He's got the time to go for the plant. What might throw him off is the double push from Banana here. Normally, it's going to be a 1-1 split in this situation. He already sees the shots. But he's also going to get the free read that both are pushing in. It's not really going to matter much at the end of the day. Dap just walks right up, takes him down with an MP9. So NRG will bounce back quickly, picking up a 4th round. Where does that leave Rise, though, in terms of their buys? NRG had to kind of force into the situation here, but they did manage to win it out quite well. And now after that one, that's going to put Rise into a bit of a delicate spot here. But I think they've got enough. They should be able to drop
got
an
at
extra
least
rifle
one
for
more
VSA.
buy. Yeah. That was a solid hold by ANJ. He almost got the ace there. Cirque went for the spawn peak. Just isn't connecting any shots right now.
Yeah, still only at 3 kills, which granted is only 1 behind Fugly, but still. He was down at 1 like 5 or 6 rounds ago, so he's only managed to get 2 kills since then. And is still struggling quite a bit, even though he's been given plenty more opportunities with the op. It's not necessarily an excuse anymore that the economy's been in a bad spot. He's had plenty of rounds to do work with the op, and hasn't fragged out to a huge degree just yet. At the very least, though, they are consistently picking up rounds now, which is a huge turn around from what we were seeing earlier on in the half, where it was just Rise domination for the entire sequence of the half up to that point. Now, they are struggling a little bit, but they're going to be experimenting with something new here on this round. We can already see Moose trying to lurk back up to the edge of the long hole again. Daps is waiting for him if he pushes out, but I think Moose already has a 2-0 record against Daps from the same position. So Moose is not going to be feeling too hesitant about trying to take that peak and take that duel in general, but he decides against it, actually falls away, and goes with the rest of the team as they're just going to go trying to push around Rap side, where Cirque is waiting. So again, another opportunity for Cirque to frag out, but just is found in the open. He does get 1 kill, but still falls moments later. And now Dap pushing up. He's able to find Dazzle over here on the site. Breeze also taking down VSA. Rise falling apart oh so quickly, and it leaves only Moose alive to try and clutch a 1v3. The fire back from Daps, and eventually Fugly's just going to push back out, taking him out of the round and giving it to NRG, as now they sit 5-8 with 2 rounds left in the half. And for Rise, they really don't have the cash flow to buy here, so they're more than likely going to be saving again.
Yeah, they'll probably opt to save one and then buy next. Get a solid buy for the last round.
With nades flying across the map here too. NRG trying to do some early damage. In fact, they are going to push down against Ace. Ace ready to take that fight. Unfortunately, still not able to do much with the push coming against him. ANJ grabs that kill. Moose does trade onto 1 as the rest of the team pushes up towards A. Looking to at the very least get the plants and then give themselves that extra money going into the last round. But Cirque fully wrapping out. Takes down Dazzle. Opens up the mid choke point for the CTs to push back into. The plant completed, but NRG's still looking a bit hesitant to retake here, at the very least holding back to make sure no one else from Rise tries to aggressively push out. They're certainly not going to be doing that. They don't have the gunpowder to do that. They have still 2 players with P250, so it's a miracle they got into this site to begin with. That's really only because of NRG's aggressive play and the fact they didn't catch off the main group. Trades continuing to roll out here. Rise not looking too good as it's down to Junji stuck in a corner, but he picks up 1, spraying in to try and find another. He's over to the pistol now. He's going to leap through the smoke, but spotted by ANJ before he can cut off the diffuser. And that is going to be where NRG close out on this run, go up to 6, and head into the final round of the half.
Yeah, they definitely made it costly, but it's the last round of the half, so like you said, doesn't really matter. They're just gonna all rebuy, and everyone has full guns for the last round. This is looking like a repeat of Nuke, kinda. They're up 7-1, and now it's like it might be an 8-7 half.
So Rise will need to come back in that second half in a very dominant fashion. They're going to want to keep this lead, though, because that's what happened on Nuke. Obviously, it's not a 1-to-1 translation, but Rise taking it a lot slower this time now to make sure they don't get pressured upon like they did in the last round. Obviously, they didn't really have the gunpowder to fight against that push from Energy either. Energy just wanted to go for a quick closeout on what was pretty much a straightforward eco round from Rise. And now that they have guns, obviously, we won't be seeing anything crazy like that again. He's just going to be your standard split of players across the map here. They've got the boost up here on Banana. But for the most part, Rise kind of abandoned Banana. They've been very one-sided for these streaks of rounds. Either consistently going for A for like 3 to 4 rounds straight, or consistently going for B to 3 to 4 rounds straight. But it's never been changed up too much. It's really only been, like I said, on those 3 to 4 round intervals that they've actually decided to switch up the narrative and try to take it towards the other side every once in a while. So Energy should be expecting to find another play towards this site pretty soon here. As Rise.
Yeah, we haven't seen any banana pressure really from Rise.
It's only been in like really late round where they push up with the whole team. I haven't seen any like solo lurkers trying to take down operas or anything like that towards that direction. So Fugly, he is going to find Ace, who is caught pushing up there on his lonesome looking for intel. The rest of Rise now moving forward. Cirque around the corner. He's going to get one. He's blinded, but still repeaks despite the fact that he was still blind from the flashbang. Jonji takes him down, and now leaves Rise only 3 players left alive here. Breeze is able to line up a kill against Jonji, saving his teammate in the pit. Daps manages to get his own kill, but now Daps needs to pick up his own frag too, and unfortunately he can't do it. VSA takes him down. He's looking for a 1v4 clutch if he can pull this off. It's now down to a 1v2. He won't find Fugly out into the open just yet, but Fugly found him, took a shot at him right there, and VSA is trying to push up against him here. Fugly is trying to waste time so his teammate can get into range of peeking him, but can't find it. So now A&J moves in. He's going to jump onto the bomb, and I think he can defuse it. I don't even know if VSA realizes that he hopped onto the bomb there, so A&J just defuses it for free, wins that last round for Energy, and puts them 1 round behind Rise at the end of this half.
Yeah, well played by A&J to just stick it there. He knew that he was so far away that there's no way he could run over and get him off the bomb. 8-7.5.
And so now we're going to see if Energy can bring this back and keep this rolling back up to 16 rounds if possible to try and claim that spot in the semis against CLG, or if it's going to be Rise to do it as they look to re-establish, I should say, their dominance that they had going at the beginning of this first half, but seemed to have lost along the way as Energy really took control towards the end of it. Rise into this pistol round, looking, again, both teams for the most part here, pretty standard buys, no one doing anything crazy. Jonji just getting the kit and 2 flashbangs. Daps, the utility carrier here for Energy. The other 4 just investing into armor here. And it's going to be a quick push from Energy right at Banana. They already spot 1 player back over there at the usual spot, but it's Dazzle as well. It's going to be a problem for these guys. Ace has already killed Cirque. Now A&J looks to turn it around. He gets 1. He's still worried about Dazzle here. He's going to run out of ammo soon if he's not careful, but he has Daps push forward to support him too. A&J very low down at 22 HP, so he's going to be sitting back behind coverage. And finally, Dazzle just backs away from the sandbags there. He's not going to want to play to that position anymore. While all this is happening, though, the bomb and 1 other player have pushed into the apartments, and Breeze has picked up the entry kill. He's going to leap into the pit, trying to find his opponent out in the open, but VSA holds strong. He picks up 1 kill. Still has to beat out Fugly, though, to be able to maintain this and get full control over the bomb. The other T's wrapping back in here, too. He's hunting heads, gets 1, gets 2 right after that one, as VSA holds, and now it's just on Daps who's going to sneak out Boiler. Dazzle checks that, though, instantly knocks him out, and Rise win yet another pistol here. 2 for 2 on this map, and I think they won all but 1 pistol on all 3 maps in this series.
Yeah, VSA did a good job staying alive there. He got his 1, and he just stayed alive, delayed till his teammates showed up, and that was really well played. Looks like Energy's going into the force here. A couple Deagles and CZs.
And with that win, unfortunately no plant for Energy, but look at Moose. Moose, no fear at all, just going out towards alt mid here. He's got 1 player very low, switching over to the USP to pick up the second kill. He's got to be a bit careful against that Deagle at range. But the others trying to push in through mid-choke to compensate for that. Not being met with a whole lot of success here. A&J is one of the last 2 from Energy still up and rolling here. Cirque is unfortunately occupied with his own fight, backed by Crossroach, just trying to make sure nobody pushes out from Banana. And if they do, then he can punish that, get the kills there. He is going to be sitting back and waiting for this instead of grouping up with his teammate, and he's rewarded with 1 additional kill there against Ace, for the only kill in this round. VSA still sits and waits on the site, though, so if A&J makes any attempt to push on to 8. They're going to be ready for that with 2 players looking to put it down pretty quickly. So that's why they need Cirque's help. That's why we haven't seen A&J try to push back in yet. Cirque finally now grouping up with his teammate and making the push forward. Moose is waiting inside of the graveyard too. He's already got 2 kills on this round alone at 44 HP. And as soon as VSA makes the call, he's going to leap back out. There we go. Nice quick closeout onto the second round. And it's Rise once again that restore their advantage here. Does not get upset in the second round. And so they should be good to hold an 11-7 lead here with a full save from NRG coming up.
I'm guessing that's a pause from NRG. Trying to decide if they want to force into this. I don't know why they would, but
It might be technical again. Let's see.
could be technical too.
Yeah,
Ooh, yeah,
his
his ping,
shooting
yeah.
up again, so it's his ping difference.
Okay, so yeah, NRG's in a full save.
Yeah, it's not really. I don't think they're in that dire of position where they would need to force. By
Yeah.
if it was
Oh,
like,
Daps gets wild sometimes. It's a little wild.
you never know, man.
But yeah, you never know. But yeah, they had 4 alive. There'd be no reason to do that.
No, he'd straight up. Oh, actually, someone from NRG disconnected. Okay.
That's what I mean, man. He gets wild. That's kidding.
Oh yeah, it was Daps. You never know, man. Just has the he has the Always Sunny soundboard. It just goes wild card, and just disconnects from the server.
It's gone.
That's it. He can't handle the pressure. He's gone.
No, I think it was Ace, and then maybe he went to start his computer or something.
Probably. I'm assuming he's
An FPS lag.
Yeah, he went to just restarted client real quick or something. But looks like Ace's ping is slowly going down. Oh, never mind. It's just stuck at like 100 right now. So we're waiting for that to stabilize again. And then we'll pause and see if Rise can keep this going, or if Energy's going to upset on a full eco round again. Maybe that's what Daps is going. He's just disconnecting real quick so no one sees the incoming strats. And yeah, Daps is back in already.
Glocks.
I mean, they did it once in the last time.
Yeah, no.
Now they just have to repeat.
First 8 rounds
on the opposite
was
side.
only on the guy. Nice score glitch too. It says 0-12.
No,
Can't be right.
that's an ESCA thing, I think. Yeah, because
okay.
do you remember a couple months ago it was like really bugged?
At the half,
at the
yeah.
half, like everybody would have like either like way too many kills or way too many deaths or something like that, and then like none of the other.
Yeah, it was like whoever won pistol had the most or something.
Yeah,
like that.
They got messed up. I think it still happens like when people disconnect and reconnect, but I think it auto fixes itself in the next round. I could be wrong though. We'll see in the next round if it fixes it. Otherwise, just ignore Daps' stats. Well, Ace actually didn't fix his ping entirely. He's still sitting at like 100 ping. So that's actually, I mean, it kind of makes, he might have been sitting at this for a while, to be honest. I'm looking at it now and just noticed how far behind he is compared to the rest of his teammates. So
Yeah, I haven't noticed.
yeah, so it might just be a thing he's dealing with right now and just choosing to play with it once the lag compensation is semi-workable for him.
It's got a P90 and warp around.
Pretty much, yeah. Just play it safe. Dazzle is going to pick up the first kill on this round as the combat gets started, but still quick control being maintained from Rise. Fugly just sneaking off one quick kill, and we'll see if they can get any more. As Daps also picks up the M4 to play with here too. VSA and Moose are going to find themselves crunched a second. VSA ready for it, but he does get traded out by Daps. Fugly kills the player in pit too, so hold on now. There's a chance for this full eco to win a round for Energy again. Ace and Jonji are going to be the ones to try and clutch it out in the 2v2. Molly off the site slightly, but they dink Daps down to 1 HP, so he's stuck in that corner. He's easy to take back out. It's going to be the player in pit trying to save the day here. It's Fugly looking to pull off a 4K. Been pushed on, gets the first one, and tries to swing quickly onto the second. 5 bullets remaining, and he runs out, so Jonji's going to take him down. And thankfully, for everyone's sake, we won't see that eco upset again.
It almost happened.
It's going to be Rise winning this third round, but in a fashion which it should have never come down to. One player alive with the bomb planted, where Energy literally had nothing going into the round. That's surprising, to say the least. That happened twice on both halves, on both sides.
I think it would have been the same round too.
Yeah, no, it was. It was third round, both halves. It just happened on, obviously it happened on the T side this time, and they did it on the CT side before. So. Yeah, Ace is definitely lagging. You can just see that, by the way. He's moving around in the server right now. So he's dealing with some struggles. So Rise are actually kind of down like half a man right now because of that one, so they're struggling with that. I'm curious how this is going to impact them in the gun rounds. Jonji and Ace are going to be the ones playing towards Banana too. So even with that lag, they're still trusting him to play towards Banana, which is obviously a very important position. We've seen, you know, good players and whatnot, and good combos like Stewie working with Automatic commonly over here. They're able to just completely deny any access to Banana for almost the entire course of the round if they play it properly. It looks like Ace and Jonji are going to be the duo to do it here. It wasn't as much active presence from NRG really at all. Like, we're already in the first gun round seeing much more of it from Rise, where they're willing to go out towards Old Car. They're willing to take the position up on top of this half wall and just get aggressive in order to keep control of that Banana for as long as possible and try to kind of pinhole NRG and just going for an A hit so that they can quickly rotate on that too. And even push forward and try to pinch on them before they even get into the site if the teammates are able to call it out properly. But after some delay here, it looks like NRG is finally going to be starting to push in towards that mid-choke point in Boiler 2. Fugly nicely found, almost goes down to Moose early on here. He looks for a second, but is not going to catch it. VSA continues to show up with these trades, and nicely done here. Dazzle continuing to trade back out as now he finds 2 for himself. It's still even, though, at the end of the day. As back over towards Banana, A&J picked up an additional kill, so they're going to try to send it over towards this site. It's currently just A&J pushing in. Ace sits back over here in the garden as A&J's going to push towards him. He's low, and that will allow for Ace to close out in that 1v1. And now completely pull Dazzle over here. Ace, I think, with his ping, is not really going to try to attempt. Actually, no, it looks like he's going to go for it anyway. It's Cirque, though. He's going to be a little bit careful about that, but Ace just fires some shots. Doesn't even really peek him. Just distracts him for long enough so that Dazzle can come up from behind and take him out quickly.
Yeah, NRG traded at A, and then they fell back B. I thought that it would actually work, but Rise cut 2 at B, surprisingly. Until the very last minute, then the guy pushed on B and died, and Ace was just in the position to catch A and G off guard.
So now, 12-7 here for Rise. Dominant control so far in this half, but with that plant from NRG at the very least over at the last 2 plants, it has kept their cash flow good enough to buy here again and get a basic utility setup. They all have smokes and a couple of flashbangs for 3 out of 5 of their players. They just don't have any mollies or anything like that, so it's going to be a little bit hard to get control of B. Also getting hit with nades early on, but most of them actually pretty much whiffing. I mean, at most it did 20 or so damage to A&J. They're really off the mark that time. That's just luck of the draw, though, from the side of NRG, or excuse me, from the side of Rise. Obviously, to try and time those to the best you can, but it's all up to if NRG try to push into that properly or not. After we see those nades, though, NRG did deteriorate most of that B push. They've now fallen back, and they're swinging over here up towards the mid-choke point. I don't know if they're going to commit to this just yet, as they have their players split up pretty evenly across the map. But for VSA and Moose, both of them are going to be sitting here patiently waiting, and they even have Dazzle kind of sat back a bit, too, in between the sites as a quick rotator. So they're keeping it.
They're holding their nades pretty good too. They just used their first smoke at 1 minute.
I think they realized that they were pushing in through mid-choke, so they finally trying to deploy that here. But Cirque and the others are still pushing up from the garden side or from the porch side for free here. And VSA and Moose are going to have a lot of pressure coming against them in a moment. Dazzle's not really here to fight this yet either. VSA gets 1 kill. He does lose his teammate, but he uses that distraction to pick up a second for himself. Moose also took down Cirque in the process too, and now VSA can swing out, knock out Fugly, and that's the end of the majority of energy. It's now on a clutch time for one member here, A&J. Can't get it done. VSA once again dominating these site plays as he's been doing throughout the entire set so far, and gets a massive 4K. We're 6 rounds into the second half, and he already has 20 kills.
Yeah, he's holding down that A site. I think that's like his 3rd or 4th, 3 to 4K. So. Energy's on the loss bonus, so they're gonna go for a pistol buy.
And Energy with this pretty light buy again. Expect the straightforward strat to come in from them. They actually they left the bomb down at Crossroads. I'm not sure if they'd realize that.
Who needs it? Whatever.
I'm pretty sure they're just going to throw themselves at the site. They realized
like,
it now. After they lose 2 players, of course. So Energy clearly put together at this point. As Ace, I'm not sure if he saw the bomb going across or not, but I think they're going to start to fall back, and they should start to move this other player at B over to the other site by this point, and now they're definitely going to do it. So they should have spotted the bomb. Cirque is going to be the player. Apparently the bomb gives you powers, but VSA trading him out again, and once more being the player that basically just seals the deal for Rise. Definitely the highlight player in this map alone, as now he's up to 23, and there's a second player at 20 kills too. So both Moose and VSA have a combined 43 kills, with only 1.5 halves being played out so far, 3/4 of this match.
Yeah, I wonder if that'll make NRG play towards B more. That now that VSA is dominating an A, they might try B.
Even towards B, though, they've tried to switch up the hit there a few times, but they haven't had a whole lot of success. The other problem is, too, is the more aggressive style that Rise is taking on that B side, and they're going to have to kind of deal with it. That may explain why they haven't thrown as much pressure towards B. And you can even see that now, the hesitance just to go in the lane. And that's why they're kind of holding back a little bit more down towards Crossroads here, because there's just so many nades being thrown out by Rise early on here, down towards the bottom of Banana, and it's making it so difficult to get anything done on that T side. But they're going to have to try it eventually. I mean, the A plays are clearly not working for NRG. VSA and Moose combined is just too much firepower to deal with. They need to eventually try and experiment with B, otherwise they're just going to completely run themselves on empty, and eventually Rise is just going to win out the map, and the series too. Now, after we do see this delay, well, Jonji's going to be able to move back in, take some shots at the smoke, see if he can hit anyone through that. Most of NRG is going to remain safe.
I think A and J knows he's up on the boost because he saw the smoke bounce like that, so we'll see if he's aware of it.
If they're really smart, they might have been able to tell from the shot as well and where it came from. But now, NRG, they're not really worried about what's happening over on Banana. They're going to be pushing into site. Problem is, though, is that Rise know exactly what's happening. They've already moved the fourth player into this site. They're ready to defend it. Dazzle's here. Nobody even checks that cubby, so Ace and Dazzle just completely destroy 3 players right off the bat. And now the last 2 are trying to sneak around over here on porch side, but they still have to deal with VSA, who, despite the fact that he's played this position almost every single round so far, he still confidently just sticks on that jump-up spot. Didn't even need to move. Moose just handled it. But even though he knew he was probably going to get pre-fired, he still was ready to take the duel.
Yeah, and Rise just keeps opping down Banana. Like, they flashed him back early, but he just repositioned and opped down, and then Ace quick rotated in the head forward A there.
So 15-7, NRG now potentially facing elimination from this qualifier against Rise Nation if things continue to go the way they do. And the buy that they have for what could be the last round of the day is not going to be too great. They don't even get 5 AKs. 4 of them pick them up. And Daps has to go down to a Deagle. Utility's very lax as well. They're already, for what they started with, they're already down to just 2 smokes now. And I think Daps is getting ready to use one of them right now. Oh, canceled it. Looked like he was going to push for it. But apparently not. He's now just taking some Deagle pot shots. Nothing being found, though. Rise stay, once again, completely in control of Banana, and that's been a large part of the issue on this fairly limited half so far. It's been all CT side for Rise, and this is very much playing out like how Nuke played here, where they just dominate things as soon as they get onto the CT side. And it's very unfortunate for NRG, as they're going to be looking at dropping this map 16-7 potentially if they don't somehow find the power they need to get into this site, find a plant, and actually set themselves up for a decent post plant, instead of just trying to scrap together all these pushes. Time getting a little bit lower here. They are going to start the push. 1-for-1 now, 2-for-1 trades as they start to move in. Cirque is saving it right now for NRG. They still have to deal with the raid boss. That is VSA, though, as he gets 2. Sees the 3rd, pushing out a pit and gets it as he closes out with another 3K and 26 kills on the map itself. 2 of his other teammates also were above 20 frags. So very well played from Rise Nation. And with that map victory, they're going to be able to take this series 2-1 and push on to play CLG tomorrow. And with that map